Usagi, Usagi, and I am here with more Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of a New World. I did some grinding, I did all my side quests. Look how strong my dog is. He actually wants to evolve back into a wolf, which I'm not going to let him do. He's incredibly powerful. I also got a rabbit, and then that rabbit evolved into Carbuncle, and now it's like this ketchup mustard thing, and we're just gonna have to deal with that. But yes, you're very strong, so we shouldn't have any, allegedly we shouldn't have any problems going forward. God willing, we don't have any problems going forward. Yeah, I got one of these things at long last. And then and then it evolved.
You're right.
Move! Phoenix attack! Move!
Swallow!
Phoenix rush! Should have never gone against me.
We are hurting for food across the board, so but you can't buy any food in Toko, and I didn't feel like going around the world to get more, so this will probably be our 2 monsters anyway. Fire and ice. Seems good enough to me.
We won't lose!
Damn it!
I did have the big elder dragon who eventually turned into tea in that, but then I had 2 monsters and that seemed counterproductive.
Weak.
You're right. Oh, brilliance, reveal your destruction! Photon! Swallow waltz!
Move!
Oh, look at us go. So powerful, so strong.
I hope Celis is okay.
If she's not, I'll make sure the Vanguard pays with their lives.
I'm sorry.
I wish I could say it's fine, don't worry about it, but I can't.
Zelos, don't you think that's a little harsh?
Sheena, behind you!
Huh?
Sheena, look out!
Good thing that
No
dog waited
sweat.
like 3 minutes before attacking.
Huh? You gotta be kidding me! What? Again?
What a klutz.
I'll go look for her. You all keep looking for Celis.
Right. Good luck, Regal.
This did not happen to her that much in the original. She fell down one hole.
Sheena was an assassin, right? What's she doing falling into a low-tech trap like that?
From what we've heard, she struggled with this a bit in your previous journey as well.
And this isn't the first time it's happened on this trip either.
For real?
Yeah, which reminds me, I've seen more pitfalls on this one trip than I have in my entire life. I'm worried about Celis, but I really hope Sheena's okay too.
I know. Why do bad things always happen in pairs?
How about you, Marta? Are you doing okay?
Huh?
I mean, everything that's happened with the Vanguard lately.
It's hard to believe I used to be in a group that would do all this.
But you're not in it anymore. You're with us now.
Yeah. Thanks, Emil. This will be easy!
Let's finish this quickly.
Great Lamb, swap us in your protection! Barrier! Radiant Gale!
Feast your eyes on this. Come sample my one-of-a-kind gourmet cuisine.
Whoa, look at it all! Everything from appetizers to dessert! I had no idea you were such a talented cook.
Well, what did you expect? High-class men have high-class tastes.
This is great. I'm so hungry I could eat a horse.
Not so fast. Your seat's over there.
Over there? But there's only bread and water over there.
And what's wrong with that? Bread is quite a luxury. And I'm such a gentleman, I even arranged for sparkling water. No need to be polite. Eat as much as you like. Marta, dear, step right this way.
Isn't this taking the whole chivalry thing a little too far?
Bro, he's gonna fuck your girl. That's what he does. I don't think that's better than what I had. It's actually exactly what I had. Never mind. Which way to go?
Weak.
You're right.
Duel deck! Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush! Phoenix
Spooky. Excuse me.
Weak.
You're right.
What? What? Won't work! Damn it! Phoenix Rush! What?
Crescent dance! Nice!
Phoenix Rush!
No! Evil forces receive! No! Ah!
$3,000. Very good. Excuse me. Oh, no, thank you.
First Celis is abducted, then my bud gets impersonated, and now Sheena falls through a trap door. Why do things like this keep happening around me?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
Why are you two sorry?
Well...
Come on, now you're making me feel like the bad guy here. Cheer up, lose those pitiful, depressing faces.
But it's all our fault. If not for us, Celis would be safe.
If you really want to help, the best thing you can do is focus on the task at hand. None of your apologies are going to bring us any closer to saving Celis.
It's true.
Right. I'm sorry.
Enough. I just want to save my sister, that's all. Making you two miserable is not my style. You understand?
Yes.
We'll save Celis.
There, that's the spirit.
You are much kinder than one would expect.
What? How can you gaze upon this beautiful face and this graceful figure and ever think otherwise?
You'll have to excuse me. It would appear the standards of beauty between monsters and humans differ greatly.
You might make a nice piece of steak.
I don't know. He's a cat dog thing.
This will be easy.
Let's finish this quickly.
Phoenix Rush! Your brilliance reveal your destruction!
Phoenix Rush!
Photon!
Phoenix Rush!
That's it?
I have a skit that's probably going to be some romance-related nonsense.
So fill me in. How is dragging this tyke around with us gonna help us rescue Celis?
Hey!
No, I don't mean you, Marta, sweetie. I was talking about our little daydreamer over here.
Sorry.
I don't know how you can be such a limp noodle with this lovely little lady fawning all over you like she does.
Hey, I won't let you talk about my night like that.
Whoa, kid, for a dim bulb, you sure put the moves on quick.
No, it's not like that.
It's not?
Wait, I mean, huh?
Ah, there's nothing like young love.
This'll be easy.
Let's finish this quickly.
I saw it touching me. I know I'm going in Your vacation. Rabbit can heal, which is extremely good. Is there something? I've bought a bunch of books. Well, not bought them. I don't know where they are. But I've made them through synthesizing. Here we go. Faces monsters XP by oh, help yourself, dude. Monsters can make attack. Fiction of a well-known grimoire increases the monster's XP by 5,000. One of powerful monsters with the art of negative gates. I don't know what these are. These are the two monsters I'm going to keep with me. Learn how to heal. First aid. Everybody gets first aid. Underbrain. Help yourself. Orange. There you go. Now they both know lots of things. Look at you! Offers a potion of its own TP to an ally. That's extremely good. Can't wait to see how they abuse their abilities that I have given them. Anyways, probably all the gates have changed this
This'll be
swamp.
easy.
Let's finish this quickly.
Oh, healing power. Healing powers. First aid.
Gates is swapping around.
This'll be easy.
So probably want to go back
finish
the
this
way
quickly.
There was like a green pad I
You're amazing.
Move!
Yay, we won.
Yeah, okay. This is definitely the right thing to hit, though. I don't. Oh, right. Okay. blue pad. Cool, 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 cool. I don't actually want to get hit by this bat. Woo! Can you go around? Cannot.
This'll be easy.
Let's finish this quickly.
Oh, healing power.
Move!
It won't work.
Phoenix attack!
Great left.
Phoenix rush! You're too weak.
73. Powerful pupper. So now the gate above should be narrow. Okay, maybe I need to hit green again.
Let's finish this quickly. Move!
Dancing swallow. How was that?
I need to hit. I need to hit that one so that
Move!
the gate below is unlocked.
Move!
So that makes sense.
Savage Reaper! That's it?
So we hit this. Yeah, yeah. Uh-oh. I've gone through this door. Shit. Okay. Now I'm not quite sure what to do. Excuse me? Okay. This makes sense. I never went down that way, so let's do that. Excuse me? Uh-oh.
Weak.
You're right.
There's definitely a path.
Phoenix rush!
Oh, healing power.
Some kind of light thing.
What? Move!
Nothing in here. Just treasure. Yeah. The gates didn't have anything to do with this one. Excuse me. This way is blocked off.
We're gonna win! Oh, brilliance, reveal the destruction!
Phoenix rush!
Oof.
They were nothing!
Crushed. And that going. I think this is all blocked off. This is treasure. That's treasure.
This'll be easy!
Let's finish this quickly. You're too weak.
Should I put the gates back up for this section? Maybe. There's really nowhere really to go. Yeah, I definitely want this purple one to be lit up.
This'll be easy!
Let's finish this quickly. Won't work!
Healing power. Healing power.
Yes. Okay, yeah, we do want to hit the ones that we stepped over, so that makes sense to me. Excuse me. Yeah, not this door. Okay. I moved it. Well, there's nothing in here but this lady, so we're gonna walk away from that. Treasure chests with nothing in them? Are we playing Final Fantasy 2? Or rooms with nothing in them?
Let's finish this quickly.
Nothing but monsters?
Savage Reaper!
Dude, my rabbit has a
You're too
insane
weak.
electric attack now. It just creates some sort of horrible purple thing in the middle of the room. Witch mittens.
Weak.
You're right.
Phoenix Rush!
Use the power to recite.
I love when my dog does this cool spin attack and misses
Was anyone
just pretty much
surprised?
everything around it. Thanks, buddy. I know you're out there trying your best. Ooh, what horrific puzzle am I about to encounter? I can't wait to find out. Special string function is now water. Well, first, no, never mind. I was like, let me get that treasure chest. There is like, oh wait, here we go. Extinguish the flame of life. Extinguish the flame of life of those I defeated one by one and come to my dwelling. The Red Knight's history. The Red Knight protected the fortress from a monster with sharp claws and bent beak. A monster with scissors and killing sting. A monster in between a man and beast. A monster that feeds on sun and water. A monster clad in strong armor. A monster of ill omen with wings on its back. Okay. A monster with sharp claws and a bent beak. It's gotta be this guy. And then the second one was a scorpion. Just trust me. Trust me on that one. Monster between man and beast. Monster that feeds on sun and water. Probably this one. And then this one. A monster clad in strong armor. An ill omen with wings on his back. This one was first. Yeah. Okay. I hacked it. I wouldn't consider this dodo creature. It's scorpion. And the man and beast. Sun and water. Armor. Ill. Let's take next one. Did I truly not do it right again? Sharp claws and a beak. Scissors. Man and beast. Sun and water. Oh. What the fuck is
Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush!
Oh, brilliant! Feel your destruction!
Move! That's it?
Do you want to run this through by me again? I'm so baffled. Okay. 1 second, sir.
Weak.
You're right.
Phoenix Rush! What? Phoenix Rush! Savage Reaper! Move!
Please stop.
Brilliant! Feel your destruction!
Goodness gracious.
Damn it! Phoenix Rush!
Radiant Gale!
Ahoo. Okay. What are you?
Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush! Move!
Oh, brilliant! Feel your destruction!
Phoenix Rush! Move! That's it?
Extinguish the flame with those who defeated one by one and come to my dwelling. The Blue Knight's history. The Blue Knight protected the fortress from a monster with scissors, a monster of ill omen, a monster with sharp claws and bent beak, a monster clad in strong armor, sunlight, man and beast. Is this the one I'm supposed to be doing? So it's Scorpion, ill omen, dodo, armor, Sun, Man, Beast. Scorpion, Ill-Omen, Dodo. Armor, Lance, Beast. Scorpion, Ill-Omen. Is my memory good? Probably not. Hold on, I'm reading.
Weak.
You're right.
No!
Here! Savage Reaper!
No!
Move!
No!
Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush!
Destruction!
I did do it right. Huh. The door's still open.
Phoenix Rush! You're too weak.
Push the flames. Aha! I've done it. Oh, this actually doesn't solve anything. I still can't get down on the other side.
Oh, brilliant! Prepare your destruction!
Move! Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush! Move!
Roaring Phoenix!
Phoenix Rush!
Roaring Phoenix!
Is this door still open? Yes. Okay. I wonder. If we do the original puzzle. Hey. Let us go. now if I hit the blue statue... Let's save this progress. Oh, I hit this. Yeah. This will be open. I just don't trust like that.
This will be easy.
Let's finish this quickly. Phoenix Rush!
Aid the power to
Reaper!
recite.
One word! Savage Reaper! Done! Savage Reaper! Converging Fury! Savage Reaper! Dual Death! Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush!
You're amazing.
What?
That was too easy.
There we go. It's a long walk. Philosopher's Stone is probably extremely important. And I have to take a guess. All I could do is hope that the doors are still open. Goodness gracious.
Brilliant revenge destruction.
Phoenix Rush!
Photon. Brilliant revenge destruction.
Savage Reaper!
Photon.
Move! That's it?
I appreciate my pooch's ice attack. I'd appreciate it more if it actually hit something. Oh my god, two of them. Actually.
There are two Lloyds?
Then one of them is really Dex.
Come on! Give me a hand! Help me defeat this fake one once and for all! Don't let him fool you! He's the imposter!
Shoot them both.
One of them is Dex. He should reek of that cologne.
The smell is overpowering everything. I can't tell which one it's coming from.
Damn it! This is ridiculous! I trust all of you! I know justice will prevail, and that you will make the right choice!
Emil, what should we do?
The imposter is... this one!
Dex! I can't believe it. Then you're the one responsible for attacking Paul Macosta and destroying all of those cities.
Oh, crap. So you found me out.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I was supposed to keep all of this a secret from you, Marta.
What are you talking about? So then, Daddy ordered you to...
Daddy? What do you mean, Daddy?
You know.
Oh,
you know
I
what she
see. So you didn't tell them, did you? Yes, of course. If you did, you wouldn't be able to stay with them.
What does he mean, Marta?
Our dear little Mart is the only daughter of the Vanguard's great Commander Brute.
Celis!
Zelos! Don't you dare take another step. I just love breaking the arms of cute little girls like you.
Why, you little bitch.
Jesus.
As long as I win.
Yeah. You better not badmouth my precious little Alice, or you'll have to answer to me.
Dex, shut up. Now be good kids and hand over your cores and weapons. Mart can bring them to us.
Why are you doing this? What do you want with the Centurion's cores?
We only really need Ratatosk's core. Commander Brute wants the rest for his little collection.
Dex, stop answering their questions.
Sorry, my dear Alice.
Now, Mart, and please be quick about it.
Not so fast!
We're not gonna let you.
So sorry to disappoint you.
Why?
Lloyd, is Celis all right?
Yeah,
Zelos, we'll take care of Celis. Lloyd, this way.
all right.
You're not getting away.
Not so fast. Don't interfere with my Alice. I'll protect her no matter what.
Huh. Oh, really? You're going to stop me? You can't even put on cologne without screwing it up!
Oh boy.
Now bite the dust! Die in my arms! Damn it! Phoenix Rush!
Oh, healing power.
Oh, healing mouth. I haven't actually been doing good enough.
Have a taste of this! Savage Reaper! Damn it! You're slow! Have a taste of this! Damn it! Move! Have a taste of this!
I'm part portion of that power.
Damn it! Move!
Charge!
I would love a heal from one of my
Savage
team
Reaper!
animals. Actually, all my animals have
Oh, you okay?
Somehow,
do I look
victory
okay?
will be for Alice! Ausbruch! It's over!
Great land, swamp us in your protection.
One word! I failed. Blitz!
Oh shit. I'm okay.
Dancing swallow.
I think the heal went through as I died. Something that allowed me to get
healing
out of
power.
the
Have a taste of this!
You okay?
Somehow. Savage Reaper! Have a taste
Watch
of
the
this!
enemy's moves.
That was on purpose.
Ausbruch! Have a taste of this!
Not
good. Never!
Dancing swallow.
Savage Reaper! Damn it! Move! Damn it!
Great land, swamp us in your
was
protection.
powerful.
Don't strain yourself. That can be good.
Just don't get hit.
You okay?
Somehow.
Heal.
Man,
Savage
Healing
Reaper!
power.
Phoenix Rush! This victory will be for Alice! It's over!
oh, I have heard Tales of Arise is very, very good. I'm excited to eventually play it. It is on the list.
Crusade.
Savage Reaper!
So much to
Strong!
Oh, healing power.
But I am extremely excited to play it for
Not
myself.
good.
Heal!
Strong! Savage Reaper!
Oh, healing power.
Strong! Not good.
Heal. Excellent.
Oh,
You're
heal.
actually going to...
Power.
Ausbruch! Have a taste of this! Savage Reaper!
Oh, healing power.
Not good. Strong!
I'm sorry.
I was careless.
I don't know about that one.
You're slow.
Yeah, if you can
Victory
attack
will be
someone
for
else,
us.
Oh, healing power.
Strong!
I give my rabbit. Hold on, this will be a little silly, but I really need to use my rabbit and then peek because my rabbit heals me more than my human.
Strong!
Healing power.
That's not bad at all.
Won't work.
Whoa.
Ausbruch! Have a taste of this!
Sorry.
Strong!
Oh, healing power.
Ausbruch! Move! Have a taste of
Watch
this!
the enemy's move.
That was on purpose. Don't rely on items.
You're so cheap.
Ausbruch!
You're using too much art.
I might die to this.
Not good.
Ooh, extremely nice.
Ausbruch! Be grateful. Have a taste of this.
I'm just gonna block until she
Won't
gets
work.
her footing back.
Ausbruch! Have a taste of this.
Resurrection.
Yeah, she's gonna be able to
Healing
block.
power.
Have a taste of this. Won't work.
Heal.
No, that's like how you
Healing
know,
power.
especially for ish.
Won't work.
What came out last year, I guess?
Won't work.
I will keep that in mind if I can get a good deal. I'm sure it'll be on Steam sales. I have heard Horizon West is also very good. I have not played the Horizon games, but I am glad you are enjoying yourself. That man was beefy.
That damn mail order exercise machine must have been a scam. Damn it.
Dex, did Daddy really order you to do all of that? Did he order you to attack Paul Macosta?
I was ordered to use the power of the Centurion's core to transform into Lloyd, then attack a meeting of the Vanguard. That would allow us to wipe out our internal dissent and place all the blame on the Church of Martel.
No, Dex.
Richter!
I'll handle this. Now go.
Thank you.
Wait a minute!
Man, what is it with you people?
Emil, farewell.
Wait, I have to fight Richter now? Oi, 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 oi. Oh my gosh, you were just rolling it.
Reveal your strength.
It's gonna be a beautiful fight. We'll find out in a second.
It's over!
It wasn't last.
Enduring autumn!
No, he is taking damage. More than he was doing last time.
Mortal summer!
He's not hit.
Healing power.
Mortal summer! Mortal spring!
If he takes
Oh,
damage,
healing
it's
power.
Enduring spring!
he's not one shot. But also extremely He really wants to stop attacking. If she's not gonna get a chance to
Arise, O violent waters, to rout my enemies.
Oh, healing power.
Too easy. Too easy.
That can't be good.
Just don't get hit. Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
Pain will only last an instant.
I've been in less like that situations. God, these attacks are nonsensical.
You okay?
Is anything about what
O Hellion, whose roar chills the very soul, resound!
he felt that? Oh, he's gonna. Oh, thank you.
It's over!
Don't strain yourself.
Enduring summer! I failed. Form a torrential vortex
I'm being
and engulf
healed
the
and
evil
killed
spirits.
so fast that I don't understand what's happening around me.
Mortal spring! Enduring spring!
Thank you much.
Mortal spring! Enduring winter! Oh, twisted!
Oh, healing power.
Arise, O violent waters, to rout mine enemies! Form a torrential vortex! It's over!
Oh, brilliance,
Oh,
reveal
twisted
your
door of distortion, open wide! Enduring
Can't be
winter!
good.
Just don't get hit.
Just don't get
Oh,
hit.
twisted door of distortion, open wide! Too easy. Too easy. Too easy. Form a
On this
torrential
side of
vortex
it,
and
this
engulf the
Oh,
evil
healing
spirits.
That was powerful.
Don't strain yourself.
Are you ready?
We might die here.
Pain will only last an instant.
Because he's gonna one-shot. He's gonna bring Margo to 1 HP. And I think he'll kill her. I'm not gonna be able to get myself up.
Form a
She did it! I have to do it. Hit him.
Enduring winter! Mortal winter! Phoenix rush! Enduring autumn!
Oh dear.
O Hellion, whose roar chills the very soul, resound!
We need to be healing and rezzing and all sorts of
Enduring summer!
That can't be good.
Enduring
don't
winter!
get hit.
Enduring autumn!
Don't you just resurrection spell, Marta? Oh my
Oh,
Don't
twisted
rely
door
on
of
items.
distortion, open wide!
Phoenix rush!
god. I'm liking healing now, Marta.
Too easy.
Bring them back from the
O
abyss of
Hellion,
death.
whose roar chills the very
Savage
soul,
Reaper.
resound! Arise, O violent waters, to
Alright, well she's like, I'm gonna run, so I guess
rout mine enemies!
Oh, healing power.
someone else is gonna do it for me.
Are you ready?
Oh, fuck.
Pain will only last an instant.
Well, he does this. It's a level fight. Win or lose, the story continues. Okay. It does not matter.
Oh, healing power.
Enduring autumn!
She got it off.
Concentrate on the enemy.
Twisted door of distortion, open wide!
You're slow.
Ooh. Well, now what do we do, Marta?
Negative gate! Enduring equinox!
Fuck. That's nonsense.
Arise, O violent waters!
to rout my enemies.
She's ready. Should be healing, actually. Marta?
Blessed drop! Oh, Hellion, who's more children?
Yeah. The AI was like, I think I'm just gonna res and stand here at 10% HP.
Emil, I won't ask you to forgive me. You can curse me in hell instead.
No, Richter.
Aster.
Master Richter! Master Richter!
Aster.
Do we still have a crush on him? Or have we
I
learned a
guess that
lesson?
Richter didn't kill us after all.
Celis!
Right. Come on, Emil. Let's go after them.
I wonder who Aster is.
It's his friend who's
Come
probably
on,
dead
Emil.
that you remind him
Oh.
of. Come on, Emil.
Right.
Pay attention to the plot. How are we doing? Excellent. Full health.
The heroes of world regeneration. This isn't looking very good for me.
I know you have the cores as well. Now hand them over.
Not a chance.
You don't need them for the goals that you have in mind.
Goals? You mean their intention of reviving the Silverant dynasty?
The Silverant Dynasty? Please, you guys can't be serious.
Our commander is quite serious, I assure you. He's a descendant of the Silverant dynasty, which fell 800 years ago.
Someone's above us.
Did you know that the Silverant dynasty was destroyed by the Crucius Angels and the Church of Martel?
Mart, come back to the Vanguard. If you bring back Ratatosk's core, Commander Brute will forgive you. No way. I'll never go back. I took Ratatosk's core on purpose, to stop Daddy's foolish ambition once and for all. Nobody likes a strong-willed little girl. All right, Dex, let's go.
I'll follow you to the end of the earth.
Lady Marta, don't let them get to you.
Oh, right.
We're all wounded and tired. Let's go back to Meltokio for now.
I agree. Celis isn't looking very good either. Is that all right with you, Lloyd?
Does Lloyd join party? That would be pretty crazy. No reason why he shouldn't. Look at them all. Oh my god, we're gonna explain this, are we? Alright, let's go.
Richter said Aster while he was looking at me. Aster. I guess that's someone's name. But why say it to me? I don't know. It really bothers me.
Dude, he literally told you. He literally told you that you remind him of his friend that he's the one.
I can't believe this.
You're not the only one. How could they involve my poor sister in this?
But what does this all mean? I'm so confused. Okay, the real Lloyd was the one gathering the cores. Meanwhile, Dex was posing as Lloyd and committing crimes in his name. Right, Emil?
Who is Aster? What did he mean?
What does Brute want with the cores?
Is that exercise machine Dex ordered really ineffective? Has anybody tried it out?
Proving which Lloyd was real and which Lloyd was fake will be difficult with only his own word as evidence.
This is impossible!
Excuse me, Lloyd?
Lloyd, bud.
Lloyd.
Lloyd, answer us.
Come on, Lloyd.
I have nothing to say.
Oh my god.
Emil, you and Marta know this Richter person, right?
You know him too, Colette?
I think maybe we're friends?
What?
Well, my Crucius crystal, it's this pendant-looking thing I have. Anyway, he asked me to give it to him.
Now that you mention it, the Vanguard has been on the lookout for the Chosen. Maybe they need the Crucius crystals for some plan of theirs.
When I told him I couldn't give up something so important, he said he'd have to take it from me by force.
Did he threaten to kill you?
No, but that scared me, so I tried to get away. Except, I turned around and ran smack into the fence of a nearby house and broke it. The people who lived there were really angry. But Richter apologized with me and even paid them for the damages.
And?
He bid me farewell by saying he'd let me go this time, but he'd take my Crucius crystal the next time we met. And then he left.
Sounds more like a threat than a farewell.
I think Richter's a chosen maniac, so he's really into collecting their memorabilia. That must be why he wanted my Crucius crystal.
Oh, Colette. Oh, Colette. I'm not actually sure where it was supposed to be. Oh, this way. This way, probably, actually. Let's save. So we don't ever have to do all that again. Avoiding making repeating the mistakes of the past is always a good thing. This way. Should be pretty easy to get back. Excuse me, little rabbit. Ooh. I get back attacked by that bat when I get out of this battle. 100%.
You're right.
Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush!
You're amazing! Oh,
Phoenix
Rush! Evil forces! They were nothing!
Run, run, run. Ooh. Here we go. And then it should be to the right, and then I think we're out of here. Oh no, I have to go up all the stairs. Oh, it's done too. Do you mind, big kitty cat? Excuse me. Woo! Excuse me.
This will be easy!
Let's finish this quickly. Won't work!
Forces receive!
Won't work!
You're so amazing!
I think now we're done here. There we go. Out. Out. Back to Melitoko, it said. Melitokyo.
Lloyd. I'm sorry for the way I acted.
It's nothing you should feel bad about. I had no intention of explaining myself from the beginning.
Lloyd, why won't you tell us anything?
Won't you talk to us?
There is only one way we can remove Ratatosk's core from Marta. We have to hatch all of the cores and wake up Ratatosk himself. Why are you after the cores? Maybe we can all work together.
Then let's work together. You can start by giving all of your cores to me.
This isn't about just me. If we can wake Ratatosk, all the strange weather around the world will finally stop.
Maybe you didn't hear what I said. Hand over the cores right now.
This isn't like you.
Lloyd, why? Surely there's some reason you're behaving this way.
Lloyd.
Talk to us.
There's nothing I can say for now.
Lloyd!
We have to go after him.
It's no use. He has a Rayard. He's probably soaring through the wild blue yonder by now.
Not again.
And Celis isn't looking too good. Let's return to my estate for now.
I don't feel like the Lloyd
sorry
ponytail
for
of Symphonia
putting you
one
all
would ever act
through
like
this.
You're right, I'm sorry. I didn't even notice.
Okay, let's hurry back to Meltokio.
It's just extremely bizarre.
But I don't get it. The Lloyd you all talked about would never act like that, right? What is he thinking? Come on, Zelos, I know you can explain this.
I'd like nothing more than to grant your wish, Marta, my angel, but I can't speak in Lloyd's place.
Is that all you can say? I trusted him because all of you did.
But it wasn't Lloyd who attacked Palmacosta and those other towns. I want to believe that the real Lloyd has a good reason for what he's doing.
And I'm saying I want to know what that reason is. If he'd just talked to us instead of giving us the cold shoulder, we might even be able to help him.
Marta.
I understand you feel partly responsible for the things the Vanguard's done, but it's not a child's place to pay for the mistakes of their parents. And directing all that frustration at Lloyd isn't the right answer either. Though I do wish Lloyd would have said something instead of just turning his back on us.
Zelos,
Fallen head over heels for me, have you?
You'd actually be pretty charming if you didn't say stuff like that.
He's so gross. Alright, Mel, it's okay. Can I shop yet?
Lloyd refused to talk to us.
But he did save Celis. We can rest assured he hasn't really changed.
Yes, I'm sure he'll be able to explain all of this someday.
Yep, sooner or later keeping so many secrets to himself will be impossible for a guy as trusting as Lloyd.
You're right. Oh, but I just hate not knowing the truth behind all this.
It looks as though all we can do now is wait.
I really want to go shopping. I need to buy food from animals. And I'm out of, like, literally
Colette's still as cute as a button, Sheena's curves are delectable as ever, and Marta's spunky attitude just gives me goosebumps. I think I've died and gone to heaven.
As soon as we rescued Celis, he's back to his usual self.
Zelos is so flighty.
No, Marta. Zelos isn't flighty. He's shallow.
Colette, who said that about me?
Professor Sage. She said you're like a wading pool. Professor Sage can't swim, remember? I think she means she likes Zelos.
Fine. I'm a shallow man with obvious motives, so sue me.
Mansion is up here. Excuse me, ma'am. I think it's this house.
Oh, Lady Celis, I'm so glad to see that you're all right.
Tokunaga, I'm sorry for worrying you.
Tokunaga, Sebastian, see Celis to her bed.
Yes, sir.
Emil, my brother told me everything. I would be honored to give you Glaucius's core. Good luck on your quest.
I already have that. But
thank you.
Man, this thing just gets worse and worse. The Silverant dynasty, huh? I've no idea what went on in Silverant back when the worlds were still separated. But the Vanguard is dead set on getting revenge on the Church of Martel.
Were they planning on using Ratatosk's core to restore the dynasty?
Yes. They want to use it to destroy the Church of Martel, and the Tetha'alan royal family as well.
Ratatosk's core can do that?
They plan on using it for some weapon called a noncanon.
No way!
Sheena, you've heard of it?
Yes, I've used one before. If left in the wrong hands, it could destroy the entire world.
I'll need to inform the church officials and His Majesty about this.
I'll head back to Isalia to tell everyone there. Is there any way we can get word to Professor Sage?
Leave that up to my Mizuho scouts. They'll find her and let her know.
Emil, what are you going to do next?
I'll go after the rest of the cores with Marta. That way we'll free Ratatosk and also stop the Vanguard from using the monocannon. Right, Marta?
Right.
Then I shall continue to accompany you. I don't pretend to understand what Lloyd is thinking. But perhaps I could be of help the next time you face him.
Good idea. I'm going too. What I know about the monocannon might come in handy. And I can't throw my support to Lloyd until I know what he's about.
Count me out. I'm sure Lloyd has his reasons. He would never do anything to put the world in danger. So I'm going after Lloyd.
I feel the same way as Zelos. I trust Lloyd no matter what. I want to find him and help him.
I wish you 2 luck. Well, I suppose we won't see each other for a while.
Yeah, take care.
Everyone, stay safe.
Zelos, Colette, thank you.
I'm so sorry. This is all my father's fault.
Child shouldn't have to apologize for what their parents do. Cheer up, Marta.
Well then, shall we?
Yeah.
I guess I'll leave.
Now then, time to hunt for more Centurion's cores.
Indeed. The Temple of Earth isn't too far from here.
Earth. That would mean...
In theory, it would mean we should find Solemn's core.
What's the matter, Tenebrae? You don't sound too sure.
No, it's just... Recently, whenever we've been close to the Vanguard, I've felt the presence of Solemn's core.
So they already have it?
I cannot be certain, but Solemn's specialty is his ability to deceive his enemies. It could be connected to the effortless transformations of that foul-smelling man.
You think Dex is using the core? But wait, wouldn't you have sensed Solemn's presence if he was?
He just said he had been.
I'm afraid that his ode to seduction interferes with my senses too much for me to tell.
Well, if we go to the Temple of Earth, we'll know for sure, right?
Indeed. No use standing around discussing it. Let's head to the temple.
Right.
He just said that he could sense Solemn's core.
Solemn's core may not be here after all.
Oh yeah, the Vanguard might have it. Do you know, Marta?
No, I'm sorry. Ever since Daddy started to change, I've been avoiding him, so...
Hey, don't sweat it. Worrying about it won't help us now. Besides, things should clear up once we get to the Temple of Earth, right?
That's right. Let's hurry.
Halt! This area is strictly off limits.
Why? Did something happen?
It's all those earthquakes we've been having. The inside of the temple collapsed. It's a mess in there.
So we can't go inside?
Nope, don't think anyone's gonna be able to before they finish repairs.
What should we do?
Well, we could head to the Temple of Lightning in the meantime.
No.
A summon spirit used to be there, so the core could be as well, right?
Perhaps.
By the way, why don't we hatch Glaucius's core before we set out again?
Oh, good idea. I almost forgot about it. We haven't touched it since we got it.
Now Glaucius has awoken too. That's good.
Emil?
Perhaps he's simply exhausted from everything that's happened.
You may be right. Let's take him back to town.
Emil, what's wrong?
Marta, it's you.
You're the other Emil, aren't you?
You can tell? Oh yeah, you didn't want me around.
No! It's just, ever since what happened, you only showed yourself when we were in battle, so I was worried about you.
You were? Come to think of it, you did stand up for me.
Huh?
Marta, do you need me?
Of course! You're Emil too.
So you don't mind if I show up again?
Of course not.
Thank you. Huh? Marta, what just happened?
What do you mean? We were talking.
Oh my god.
Really?
I'm sorry, it's nothing. My mistake.
Oh, okay.
You should get some more rest.
Yeah, I'll do that. Good night, Marta.
Good night.
How are you not getting this yet, girl?
Emil, what's happening to you?
I don't want to go to the Temple of Lightning. I don't want to go there at all. There are a few things we can do first. Are you stocked yet? You need food. You need to go to the plaza.
Please, my grandson is sick. I heard that a doctor in Tethaala might be able to cure him.
And? What's your point, you old hag?
What?
If I can't get a letter of introduction from the Pope in Meltokio, no doctor in Tethaala will treat a Silverante.
And why should I care? Just get one of your quacks back in Silverant to see the brat. Now get out of my way.
Just look at that old crone.
Surprised she wasn't swept up with all the other garbage in the street.
Gee.
What's their problem?
Ma'am, are you alright?
What's wrong with you? How can you be so cruel?
Silence, or the goddess Martel's divine punishment will rain down upon you.
Oh, look at that! It looks like you got some divine punishment of your own.
What do you think you're doing?
You talk so much about divine punishment in your rotten sham of a religion. I thought you might like a taste yourself.
What?
What'll the Church of Martel do for me? Will it bring my parents back to life? Will it bring back my mother and father killed by monsters while on a pilgrimage forced by the Church?
You're blaming the Church of Martel for that? You need to learn to fear the goddess, you filthy girl!
You bastard! No one talks to Alice like that!
There's a lot happening here.
Don't get me wrong. My parents were killed because they were weak. Just like you'll be killed because you're weak too. That's all.
Dex, stop it! That's enough. Please, stop hurting him.
My, it looks like this kind old lady saved you. Dex, you can stop now. I said you can stop!
You hurt her, Dex. That's enough.
It stinks.
It's the oldest seduction. Oh, my head hurts.
Dex, stop it!
What was I doing?
Let's go, Dex.
But Alice, what about Marta and Emil?
Leave them for later. Right now, we need to find out what just made you flip out.
Oh, Alice, you're really worried about me.
I'm worried about myself. I don't care about you. Ma'am, if you need a doctor, you can use me as a reference. Go to Flanor and give the doctor there my name. Alice of the Vanguard. They should treat your grandson for free.
Thank you so much, Lady Alice.
I can't believe Alice just helped someone.
No.
Well, the Vanguard's purpose is to help the Silveranti. Ugh, but the Church of Martel is just as horrible as ever.
Yes, the corruption within the church only increases. Their state must greatly concern the Chosen and His Majesty.
That was a lot for an optional scene. Just so much. Alright, there's an optional place that I need to go to. This. Why are you doing it that way? Why is it going in the back? Are we really gonna go around the entire continent to get to the island just over there? Oh my god. Look at the path we're taking to get to this place. It's absolutely absurd. Food. Oh, please. 3, 8. These are insanely expensive. $21,000. We do need way more of these. The music in this village is crazy. Oh, no steak though. That may change. Thank you for putting beans back in the bean economy. There's really no meat here. So many of my animals love steak. Oh my god. Let's see what I've done here. Okay, well, let's cook what we can. These two don't need to eat anymore because they will evolve back to baby forms, I'm pretty sure. I don't have any meat. Yeah, no. Let me see if I can find someone that sells some kind of steak at this place. Yeah, I'm the mayor of this town. I heard there's been some awful things happening in the world, meow. Well, it hasn't got anything to do with us. Yeah, when I gaze out towards the water, I can't help but wonder what lies beyond the horizon. So my wife ate a whole bowl of wool, and she had a litter of mittens. Meow, get it? Oh my god. To be honest, my partner's silly puns have gotten embarrassing lately. Could this be the end of our comedy duo? No steak. It's actually... a little surprised. There's gotta be a Wonder Chef, right? That just makes sense. Oh my god. Well done, you found me. I'm the mysterious gourmet, the Wonder Chef. I shall give you this as proof. Use it well. Steak. I can't even make that because I can't find anybody that sells any beef. Okay. Well, I think we've done all we can here. Is there someplace? I bet Flanor, which I can't apparently get to. Flanor. Oh yeah. Okay. Technically never been there, I guess. I need to go... Can't go to Azalea. Oh, all the cities are locked off. I guess we're going to the Temple of Lightning. Like it or not. No, the Temple of Lightning is just south. You're gonna make me go around the continent again. Sheesh. Oh, it's infuriating. Video game. Yep. I need to make this clear how I press where I want to go and the character walks all by themselves and I have no choice of that's like how we do it. I can only make them go fast or slow. There was no reason to do it like that. Woo! My goodness.
This is a restricted area. No one is allowed to enter.
A restricted area? But why?
None of your business. Now go!
Marta, are you okay?
What are you doing?
Excuse me, but if you would just listen to it...
Shut up, kid! Get out of here!
Emil!
Stop, that's enough.
Damn it. That's why I can't let you handle anything.
Hmm? What are you mumbling about?
Nobody lays a hand on Marta.
Wait, Emil! Please don't hurt them!
Why not? This fool just attacked you.
We need their help, Emil, so we can get inside the temple.
That won't be a problem if we kill them all.
Emil, you're in Ratatosk mode again. Pull yourself together. You've got to calm down and return to your normal self.
My normal self can't keep Marta safe.
Acting like this won't keep Marta safe either. Will it, Emil?
What?
Just put your blade away. Provoking unnecessary hostilities isn't going to help our cause.
What's going on here? Director Schneider! These people were trying to force their way into the temple!
It's all right. This is only a simple misunderstanding. We were just wondering why this area's been sealed off.
Oh, you're Duke Bryant, aren't you? Duke Bryant? You mean the president of the Lezareno Company?
You should have said so in the first place. We're glad to help the president of such a fine establishment.
I must apologize for this unfortunately rude welcome. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Schneider, the director of Cybak's Imperial Research Academy. Recently, the Temple of Lightning has become quite dangerous. We've restricted access to only those who have permission from the Academy.
Oh, really? But why? What happened here? We really need to get inside. It's very urgent.
Well, I can make some exceptions as long as your cause is justified. Once I've finished my work, I'll be glad to hear you out. Perhaps you could wait for me at the Imperial Research Academy until then.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, thank you. Emil, any objections?
You're...
What? What's wrong with you? What's with the stupid expression?
Do you know Emil?
Emil? Of course, that's impossible. There's no way it could be him.
What is it? Does he remind you of someone?
No, it's nothing. Please disregard my comment. Now, if you'll excuse me.
I like this man because he's this is Kratos.
I wonder who you remind him of.
Like a wheezy old man turned.
Who cares? How the hell would I know?
Well, anyway. Why are you always so aggressive when you're in Ratatosk mode?
Alright. Thanks for your time. There we go. I was wondering when this town would show up. Because it was pretty important in the original.
I wonder where the Imperial Research Academy is.
We've been there before. It's towards the far end of town.
With Lloyd?
Yes, that's right.
All right, let's head to the Imperial Research Academy and wait for Director Schneider to return.
I can't get over Director Schneider.
Okay.
It's killing me. Have you ever heard the metaphor, a bolt from the blue? It refers to a bolt of lightning suddenly coming from an otherwise clear blue sky. And that's precisely what's happening in Symphonia right now. Oh shit. I have to be careful, right?
Why do they all look so pale?
Well, yeah. This town's packed to the gills with bookworms and eggheads.
So they're the complete opposite of you?
Well, excuse me. And what about you, huh?
I'm in the same boat.
Looks like you both could stand a bit of polish at the hands of Professor Sage.
Better hope her ruin mode disease isn't contagious.
Like you're one to talk.
There's I think it happens when you're in the actual lightning temple, but if you get hit by lightning too many times, it ruins the ending of your game. But, because that's just how these things should work. I have chicken. Nope. I have a gold sword, wax spinner. supposed to find a black spinner in the temple we were just in. Not the lightning temple, but the other one. And I failed to do so. That would be so nice. Flashlight. Gauntlet. Spinner, which is closed. Actually, do you... No, you all just make the same stuff. Oh, I do have a Philosopher's Stone. Oh, I'm not gonna use it for that. We'll do this one. Well, I could have just made one, I suppose. I need to look at synthesizing before I just start buying things. Oh, I need to learn a lesson. That sounds so cool, but I don't think it's good. Bandana. Purple ribbon. We have one of those. Okay. No, I made something not good. Although I did make that. It's hard to say what's best. Let's move on. That's the inn. I'm sure there's a Wonder Chef around here somewhere too. These big savies. Wonder Chef. Lightning bolts are raining down, and yet the scholars here are walking around outside happy as clams. I realized when I became one that researchers are really busy people.
Here, eat.
Did you make this?
Yeah. Something wrong?
No, it just looks a bit different.
I believe rough might be the word you're looking for. You always did things like carve the apples into rabbit shapes or shave carrots into flower petals.
Who the hell bothers with stuff like that?
But, I mean, is this edible?
I'll throw it out if you don't want it.
No, sorry. I'm going to eat it. Huh? It tastes just as good as the food you usually make.
My. Though comparable in appearance to the disturbing products of Lady Marta's cooking, it would seem the flavor is perfectly fine.
Hey, watch it!
Oh my goodness. Welcome to the Academic Resources Building. We'll need to index all of these resources eventually. There's supposed to be well over 10 million books in this resource library. Ever since I read a book here that the body is just a vessel for the soul, I've been researching ways to switch souls between bodies. Hey, that's dangerous. There's nothing more relaxing than curling up in a corner with a nice book, though they say guys who like enclosed spaces and secluded corners are mama's boys at heart. I'm currently checking to see if there are any side effects or adverse reactions from combining healing magic and monster cells. Oh my god. I'm looking for a book that will guarantee success and love. There's a lot of little mad scientists in this room. I'm gonna walk away and pretend the one guy isn't trying to switch souls between bodies. Checking. You like... I'm just gonna have to start giving people seafood. That's all I got. I know, but I don't have milk. Oh, here we go. We can make a sandwich. You also like sandwiches? Let's go. Here we go. I don't think you should level up again. I think you'll become bad if I do. Earth Eater. What were you before? Oh no. I'm going to evolve you, but I know it's going to be bad. I think I just reverted you. No, he's awesome, but he should not level again. Or he shouldn't evolve again. You also eat such. Oh. There we go. Let's take some of our babies in. Who's really low level? You are. Why are you level 1? Why did I put you away at level 1? That was very irresponsible of me. Lately, I've hit nothing but dead ends in my research. Back when we didn't have a lightning rod, we had to be very careful when we went outside. You're Aster.
You're alive! See? I told you not to get all buddy-buddy with that half-elf.
Who are you? And who the hell is Aster?
You're Aster! They said you died while looking for that summon spirit, Ratatosk.
Hold on, did you say Ratatosk? You're researching Ratatosk here?
I understand what's happened now.
Huh? Are you a friend of Aster's?
His name is Emil. He's not Aster.
Settle down, everyone. I am Regal Bryant. Director Schneider instructed us to wait for him here.
Duke Bryant? My apologies. The director is currently out in the field.
Yes, I'm aware.
Oh, right, of course. Please come inside. The director's room is on the 2nd floor. It's the last room back.
Thank you.
I wonder who this Aster guy is and if he really looks like Emil.
Who knows? It sounds like they're still holding on to that same old half-elf bigotry. I can't say I like that.
It is difficult for people to change. Prejudice against half-elves has been around for over 4,000 years.
Regal.
It'll be a while before it starts to fade.
I guess you're right, but still. I wouldn't be surprised if they were still locking half-elves up in the basement and forcing them to do research.
They actually did something like that?
Perhaps we should stop by the basement and check.
You mean, go where half-elves might be?
Marta.
I don't believe it. You too? You're friends with Rain and Genus, aren't you?
Yes, you're right. Feeling afraid like this, it isn't fair to Rain or Genus. I'm sorry.
Sorry I was racist.
Well then, shall we?
Sheesh. Welcome to the Imperial Research Academy. Feel free to tour the Academy at your leisure. It's been several years since I first began to study the giant creature's fossils, and I still have more questions than I have answers. Yeah, Waka's story arc was, sure was a thing. Aster, it's been a while. I decided to do my senior thesis on aquatic monsters. Are you Aster's brother? They're all just doing their... Oh, Waka. Oh. What are you teaching me? A burrito? Thank you. Have you ever noticed how taking a walk can be a trigger for good ideas and help you sort through your thoughts? Perhaps the set rhythm of walking has a good effect on the brain. I'm conducting research on the existence and history of half-elves. Burrito. Research that ignores existing theory is unpersuasive, and yet research based on theory isn't capable of discovering anything new. Do you think watermelons are a fruit or a vegetable? Did the translators mean tomato? Because watermelon's pretty solidly a fruit. I'm gonna walk away from this. I have a lot of trouble believing in the existence of summon spirits. Yeah, me too, because Sheena never summoned them in my original game. A researcher's greatest nemesis is time. A while back, this underground lab was where half-elf researchers were locked away and forced to work. I know.
This is where half-elves were forced to do research. They were locked up here their entire lives.
Imprisoned in here? That's horrible. Can you imagine?
Emil, are you all right?
Where am I?
What is it? You look like you just woke up from a dream.
Marta! You're not hurt, are you? What happened to those mean knights?
I'm really over the lost time. Let's just move on with it.
Are you okay?
Huh?
Come on, wake up already.
Yeah, and Overlimit was really weird to make proc. I didn't even know it was a thing.
The Temple of Lightning was off limits, so we came to the Cybac Imperial Research Academy, remember?
I got her to do it 3 times, and every time she summoned it was Undyne. I was like, or Udini is what they call it. And, I was like, thanks, Sheena. You have so many summons.
We did?
Perhaps you're just tired. Why don't you get some rest at the inn? I'll send a messenger as soon as the director returns.
How are we still trying to figure this out, guys?
Okay.
I'll go with you.
Sure, thanks.
Emil, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just spaced out there for a second.
I wonder if you have a fever. Anyway, let's get you back to the inn for some rest.
Okay. I'm sorry to worry you.
Back to the inn we go.
You look just like him.
Oh, man, you gotta let this go.
Huh?
They've been saying you look like someone named Aster.
I do?
You're a dead ringer. You could be his twin. But I heard Aster was killed by Richter, so...
Oof.
Richter?
Oh, you've heard of Richter? He used to be a researcher here. A half-elf.
A half-elf? I did notice he's able to use magic.
Was this Richter a tall man with red hair?
Yes, a redhead. He went off to investigate a summon spirit named Ratatosk and ended up killing Aster. They were best friends, too. What a sick bastard. Damn those half-elves.
That's a lie! Richter would never do something like that!
Emil,
probably
wait!
definitely did. I assume... Well, I'll wait for this cutscene to finish.
Please, try to calm down.
I must have reminded Richter of Aster.
Emil.
That's why he was so nice to me.
He really pretty much told you that, Emil. Several times, actually.
If Richter really did kill Aster, it doesn't make sense why he'd be nice to someone who looks just like him.
Yeah, if you trust Richter, then I do too. Now let's go get some rest at the inn, okay?
Well, that's... it. You know what? That's fine.
Okay.
I assume what happened... is that Richter and Aster went to go do Razatok. Razatok possessed Aster. Aster went out of control. Richter was left with no choice but to kill Aster. And this had probably happened somewhat recently because Marta remembers running into Emil, but Emil has no memory of that. Or Emil's been possessed technically by the other Emil, which is technically Aster, for some time. Aster just doesn't have any of his memories. It's something like that. Oh, I'm sorry. That would also explain all of whatever the hell that is. A memory.
That same dream again. Why would Richter try to kill me?
I'm gonna shake the main protagonist of this.
Are you awake?
Are you paying attention?
Tenebrae. Yeah. I had a really weird dream.
A dream?
Yeah. A dream where I'm killed by Richter. Hey, where's Marta?
She received word from Regal and left. Shall we follow?
Yeah.
And I keep having these strange dreams of Richter killing me over and over again. Anyway, I don't believe Richter would ever kill me. Let's go. I wish someone in this game, anyone at this point, would pay attention to the plot that's going on around them for like 2 seconds. Speaking of paying attention to the plot, I have no idea where I'm supposed to go.
Emil isn't Emil?
At the very least, that's what Rain believes. She said as much in the letter she wrote me. I've been observing him for a while, and I believe his Ratatosk mode cannot be fully explained by possession alone.
I think Regal may be right. We once witnessed one of our friends being possessed.
Colette? Was it Colette? I can't remember.
When Emil's in Ratatosk mode, he's being possessed by Ratatosk's power, right? But it sure lasts a long time for a mere possession, and he recalls those periods as part of his own memories.
But recently, it seems like he doesn't remember what happens while he's in Ratatosk mode.
It has always been that way, Marta.
In our experience, the possessed party is aware they are being possessed. However, here, Emil perceives the possession as a part of him, and recently he has no memory of the incidents. This is just as Rain predicted.
What exactly did she say?
Rain's hypothesis is that the real Emil is suffering from a form of amnesia. She theorizes that the Emil we know is an invention of his mind, created to fill in the holes of his missing memories.
See, I wouldn't have surmised that.
I don't see how that's possible. His aunt and uncle recognized him as their nephew.
For precisely that particular reason.
That puzzles me as well. But Rain believes that his real self lies dormant along with his memories. She suspects that perhaps his pact with Ratatosk stimulated his mind, unlocking this inactive portion.
Unless Emil has always been kind of buck wild, which is why his aunt and uncle are afraid of him and call him a monster constantly, because at one point in time he was just a little absolute shitheel.
Otherwise, I see no reason why his personality would dramatically transform simply from borrowing Ratatosk's power.
Emil!
In other words, the person I am now is a fake?
Probably.
You heard us.
Regal!
That's not exactly right. You're Emil as well. But your personality was created as a way to face society after you lost your memory.
Then what am I?
This is nothing more than my own hypothesis. Rain might disagree with this, but perhaps this person named Aster is actually you.
I'm Emil! Aster is supposed to be dead! Could this be why I remember getting killed by Richter? Because I'm actually Aster?
I know.
They told us Director Schneider's back in the city.
That is awesome.
Let's go to the Research
Extremely
Academy
funny.
and hear what he has to say, okay?
But, Marta...
We can't just leave you like this.
Marta's right. And there's something else you should know. Regal's reason for saying all that wasn't so he could call you a fake. He brought it up because he's worried that you'll disappear entirely. The you are now is important to us. To me, Regal, Rain, to all of us.
Thank you.
I am sorry for bringing all of this up.
Please don't apologize. I want to know what's going on inside me more than anyone. Let's go to the Research Academy.
Let's go. Where am I supposed to be going? Probably not in the basement, right? That would be crazy. Cafeteria. Do you people sell steak? Yes! Well, hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Tomatoes, melons, which we can't decide if they're... Apparently people in this world can't decide if watermelons are fruits or vegetables. It's not my problem, though. Alright, there's a lot of fruit. Can I please have steak? Banana? Oh. Lemon. Milk? Well, milk's extremely good. I wanna get... There's no steak here. Where's the beef? Man. Oh, thank God. We found it. We found it. We found it at long last. We already have 10 squids. Tunas. I should actually just max that out. Egg. Oh, I'm so happy. Finally. There he is. Director Schneider.
Terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting. Now, you wish to enter the Temple of Lightning?
Yes, and there's something else we'd like to ask you.
What can you tell us about the person named Aster? And Richter as well?
Aha! I knew you and Aster were related the moment I saw you. So, are you his brother?
No, you see...
Oh, we're going to explain this to this man.
Quite an interesting tale
All right.
indeed. You may very well be Aster. You certainly look enough like him. Did you meet your relatives in Lewin when you were young?
No, I met them for the first time after Palmacosta was attacked.
Then it's certainly possible that Aster took on your name and identity somewhere along the line.
But isn't Emil too young to have been a researcher here?
Aster began conducting research at our facilities when he was 9 years old.
Ah, of course.
He was brilliant. It was hard to believe he wasn't a half-elf. If he were still alive, he'd be 18. Emil, how old are you?
I'm 16, but if I really did lose my memory...
Right. You wouldn't know how old you actually are.
What did Aster research when he was here?
He was originally studying summon spirits. I believe you may have met him in Meltokio's elemental research laboratory.
Really?
I knew I recognized Emil from somewhere.
Did we meet Emil in the original game? I have no memory of this whatsoever.
While studying the relevance of summon spirits and the environment, he theorized monsters regulate the world's mana levels. To prove this, he set out to perform a field test with a summoned spirit called Ratatosk. That was roughly 2 years ago.
And Richter went along too?
Correct. Richter was a half-elf who worked here. He and Aster got along quite well, even collaborating in their research. The two left town to conduct the test together.
So what happened?
I don't know the details. Richter told us that Aster had died, and he subsequently left the research academy.
Is there any way to find out whether Emil and Aster are the same person?
A researcher named Relina is currently at the Temple of Lightning. She started working here at the same time as Aster. She and Aster were close friends. She also knows quite a bit about Ratatosk. I'll give you a letter of passage to go inside the temple. Go and see her.
Are you sure? It seems like you've been really strict about who you'll let inside.
Lately, we've had an unusual number of lightning storms around here, and it seems the temple might be the source of it. What's more, the dimensional boundary in part of the temple has become warped.
Dimensional boundary?
In other words, how should I put this? This world and another world are starting to mix.
What?
The detailed explanation is far too complicated, so that will have to do for now.
Sure, okay.
Anyway, it's not safe, so please be careful while you're in there.
You know, the third world. That's merging into this one, that's already been merged by another one.
Right, let's head to the temple.
Why is that happening?
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's weird.
I hope those guards don't give us any more trouble.
We've got an official okay from the director. We'll be fine.
I guess. But what if they attack us? And I lose my memory again?
Emil, give me your hand.
Huh? Oh, okay. Hey! Ouch!
It hurts, right? That's proof you're here right now.
Yeah.
Does my hand feel warm?
Yes.
That means I'm here too, right beside you. So stop looking like you could disappear at any moment.
Thanks.
I can't tell if it's shoddy writing or if they're actually going somewhere with this. Could be both, quite honestly.
It seems that Hawk had his subordinates take it to the Cape Fortress.
Ooh,
I'll go and
Richter?
get it.
Thanks, Richter. You're the only one I can count on.
Maybe you'll finally learn your lesson this time.
Was that Richter just now?
Yes, Emil.
I wonder if he's going to the Temple of Lightning.
It sounded like he intends to visit the Cape Fortress.
I was thinking of asking him about Aster.
My dog is extremely strong. I'll show you in a second.
Do you think we should follow him?
I don't think Marta should get anywhere near the man who's tried to kill her several times.
Shouldn't we go to the temple first? The core is more important, and we can't just leave Relina there.
Indeed. I would like to hear what Richter has to say, but approaching him carelessly might not be wise.
Okay,
I guess.
Come on, let's go.
Okay. Look at my dog. He's level 75. And my main character's level 40. My dog is extremely strong. Let's save again. So pets, monsters, because they evolve and start back from 0, just level up faster. But my dog has hit his maximum form, and if I was to level him up again, he would just go back. If I was to evolve him again, he would go back to like being a puppy. And I don't know if that's beneficial stat-wise. I'm just gonna kind of leave him as is because it's been going just fine. We do want to go to Cape Fortress. Despite everyone being like, don't do that, Richter. I agree.
What are we doing here? You're not planning to go meet Richter, are you?
Oh, I'm fucking going to meet Richter.
I'll go on alone from here. You guys head back to Meltokyo and wait for me at the end.
Emil, Richter is dangerous.
I've been meeting with Richter several times now.
What?
Oh yeah, I've also been lying to you constantly.
I just wanted to know what he was doing. It seemed like it had to do with killing Ratatosk.
But you're going alone?
If it's just me, Richter won't attack. So, please, let me go.
Richter's motives concern me as well. I shall protect Emil.
You'll come back safe?
Yes.
You promise to explain everything as soon as you get back?
No.
Yes, I promise.
All right. I trust you, and I'll wait for you. But I'm still going to be mad at you for keeping secrets.
And lying a whole lot.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Just be careful.
Oh good, 3 monsters. Oh dear. Well, let's get a level in on our good worm friend.
You're too weak.
I know, my dog is very good. Level 5 is good enough. I need to be careful though, because if I die, I die forever. If Emil beeps it, that's the end of it. Where are we going? Excuse me. Excuse me? Woo.
Looks like it's further in.
Master Richter! Someone's coming!
Emil,
Richter,
get out of here.
This has to do with Ratatosk, doesn't it?
I don't have anything to say to you.
I'm coming with you.
You'll get in the way.
I'm not gonna retreat inside my shell anymore.
Your shell? You don't even know the first thing about what you are.
Get him.
You mean about how I look like Aster? That I might even be him?
Shut up! If you insist on coming, at least keep your mouth shut.
But...
Understood?
Hello, Hello, Richter. Level 40? Bokeh? I think it's this way? No, yeah, because the other way is a treasure chest. Grab it. Oh, I hope I don't have to mess with passageways again. Oh no, I have to mess with passageways again. Oh no. Oh no.
Weak. Let's get this done.
Stop nagging! Savage Reaper! Enduring Summer!
All my pets.
Savage Reaper! Savage Reaper! Die!
Good job. Oh, healing
Phoenix
power.
Rush! Phoenix Rush!
Heal.
Myself included. I know, I don't have Marta to say, oh healing pow, oh healing pow. Richter has healing power. Alright, if I'm remembering this puzzle correctly, despite having done it about 45 minutes ago. I need to go up here. I need to press this. I need to go back down here. I need to touch this. I need to go back up here. Touch this.
I haven't seen anything that looks like it at all. I bet Hawk knew where it was kept and just didn't tell us.
You mean the deep sea scroll? I can help you look for...
Aqua, let's look a little further in.
Yes!
Richter.
Excuse me. Oh my god, if this door better be open. Oh, thank goodness. They make me do this maddening puzzle one more time. Do a save. A safety save. Richter, weren't you here earlier? Why didn't you search then? Uh-oh. The cutscene didn't happen in the main room. Uh-oh. Where am I supposed to go? It's not there. This is the only other place I can think of. Okay. Yeah, this is an original dungeon. It's not bad.
Richter! Richter! Richter!
I'm not deaf.
Then why are you ignoring me?
Didn't want you
You're
to
the one who
come.
told me I couldn't go my whole life worrying about making people angry. You told me nothing would ever change if I just stayed inside my shell. And I've been thinking about those words. But now you're the one retreating into your shell. You're treating me like I don't even exist.
Oh my god.
You've got a lot of nerve for someone who doesn't even know who he is.
You mean the fact that I look like Aster? I know that. Or the fact that I might even be him?
Enough!
We are repeating
Emil, I'm sorry. I was not ignoring you because you resemble Aster.
Then why?
Following me around isn't likely to help you answer your questions about Ratatosk. Do you still want to come?
Oh, yes.
Then let's keep going. But this will be the last time you and I work together.
Why?
After I finish with this task, I'm going to take Ratatosk's core from Marta. Will you allow that?
No, of course not.
Then you see my point. We will become enemies again, as before. So long as that's clear, let's go.
Richter.
I simply don't understand.
Richter, you're a half-elf, right?
You couldn't tell? Only elves and half-elves can use magic. Everyone knows that.
I've never been clear on those things.
No half-elf is free from discrimination. Well, not until recently. We've been replaced by a new breed of outcast.
The Silveranti.
Exactly. And the ranks of the disenfranchised will only grow. People are made to fight. With the rise of every new country, new outcasts are born. Before long, the outcast may become the majority, and perhaps discrimination will subside.
Is that the only way for discrimination to end?
I never said it would end entirely. Only that it may
Richter
lose
has been
some
very
of its
honest about his
intensity.
intentions.
But even
He's like,
that
I'm going to
would be
kill
an
Marta.
improvement.
Do you want to hang out with me? And he was like,
Or
okay.
anything else for that
Just
matter.
like,
And I'd like you
alright.
just the same.
How can you?
It's very baffling
say that?
why Emil is so attached
Never
to
mind.
Richter. I guess it's because he is Aster, so there's this like want to be around him. But it's just like, come on.
Richter, should I put this on?
What is that?
It's the mask Lloyd was wearing. It should hide my face a bit. That way, looking at me wouldn't bring up any painful memories, right?
Don't be ridiculous. You are Emil, not Aster. The two of you only share a resemblance.
But...
That's how it has to be, or I'll curse this fate.
Richter...
These skits are all so
Tenebrae,
bad.
I'd like to ask you something.
I have nothing to say to you.
Who is Emil?
Emil is himself. Emil Castagne, a young man who looks up to you, despite your faults. Nothing more.
I know you're hiding something.
I speak the truth. It is you
Thank you
whom
so
I would
much.
ask to
Yeah,
please not
or
confuse Emil with a
11
certain
months.
someone you know.
Oh,
I've
no,
done
12
such
months.
thing.
You're on
I
11
only
month streak.
pray that my
1 year
suspicions
badge
are wrong.
time.
If they aren't, my hatred will be even
You got
stronger.
the bronze bunny badge. Hell yeah.
Don't take too much time.
Who are you talking to?
Enduring summer!
Get ready! Get ready!
You are also Dude.
Not bad.
Enduring summer!
That was too
Take
easy.
care. Have a good day at work. Oh, I know. It's extremely bad.
Master Richter, it looks like this is it.
Finally. I still can't believe that fool Norton went and sold this.
What do you mean?
Norton sold off many of the Academic Resource Building's research materials to pay off his gambling debts. He was worried his colleagues were beginning to catch on, so he asked me to help.
So what does that have to do with Lord Ratatosk?
I never said it was directly related to Ratatosk.
Huh?
I believe he actually just said that anything we do here will not answer any questions in regards to Ratatosk.
Forget it. There's no point in telling you. In fact, I can't tell you. Since I can't be sure what'll happen.
What'll happen?
Let's go. I'll take you back to Meltokyo.
Oh, thank you.
Emil, the next time we meet, we will be enemies again.
I don't want to be enemies.
This is fate. It was bound to be like this from the beginning. Most likely from the moment you were born.
Oh, okay.
What is that supposed to mean?
I would also like to know the answer.
Farewell.
I assume we'll have to kill Richter anyway to get the water girl on our side. She's important. Well, I don't need to be here. Oh, okay. I guess I do. I was just gonna leave.
Emil, we've been waiting for you.
I'm sorry.
So what happened?
Literally nothing.
Well...
So then, it didn't have anything to do with Ratatosk?
I'm not so sure of that. I believe there may be some connection.
Richter is a very mysterious guy.
Yes, but whatever he intends, all we can do is what we can.
You're right. I'm sorry for getting sidetracked and wasting time.
It wasn't a waste, but next time don't keep it a secret from me.
Right. I'm sorry, Marta.
Okay. Now we can go to the Lightning Temple. Lightning Temple might be, depending on how long it takes us, might be the last thing we do. Oh good, I can't wait to see what bad shit route we take. Around the continent? Of course. Why not? Makes sense to me. Oh.
They appear to be dead.
Lightning Temple wasn't where I thought it was.
Oh no.
Who could have done this?
If there's a core located in this temple, it stands to reason...
Lloyd?
It couldn't be. Then maybe the Vanguard.
Marta, I'm sorry if this is hard for you.
No, it's okay. I'm opposed to what the Vanguard does, and I want to stop Daddy. It's just such a waste. These people's lives were just tossed away.
Yes, as bad as they may have been, they didn't deserve this.
I'd like to give these two a proper burial. You can't just leave them like this.
But if the Vanguard is here, we haven't a moment to lose. We have no choice but to leave them for now.
Yes, you're right.
So, in this temple, if I get hit by lightning more than 14 times, we ruin our ending. So I think I just have to keep moving.
What do you think that is?
Looks like some research notes. Let's see. In short, restricting the dimensional boundary to a certain level is Ratatosk's.
Ratatosk? Those notes are about Ratatosk?
Not recently. I'm not too concerned about it.
This stuff is pretty dense. I can hardly understand it.
If we really do screw it up that
Staff
badly,
from the Imperial Research Academy are here,
I will
right?
start over. And I think we're with Richter back at the temple, so it's like, it's just a couple of
Yes,
cutscenes.
this must have been left behind.
And we'll,
I'll hold on to it for now.
I'll just start over and get us through. I am just gonna keep moving. And I'm not gonna worry about treasures, because I don't want to risk getting hit by lightning. And I can come back.
We're gonna win! Oh, brilliance, reveal your destruction!
Phoenix Rush!
Hold on!
Phoenix Rush! You're too weak.
Are you with the Vanguard too?
No, we're not. We're here with permission from the Imperial Research Academy.
Then get out of here while you still can! The Vanguard broke in and they're killing everyone they see!
We have to stop them!
Yeah, let's go.
Hold on a second. Emil, why don't you show them the notes we found?
Notes?
They appear to be regarding research on Ratatosk.
I didn't
Maybe
go
those are the notes Relina said she dropped.
Where can we find Relina?
She was working deeper in the temple. I hope she's okay.
Let's go!
We'll save Relina. The rest of you, please get out of here.
Please request the Royal Army to be dispatched as well.
Will do. You should deliver those notes to Relina. She was obsessed with finding them.
I will.
Cool. Oh, we've only been hit once, which is good. I think there's no lightning in here.
This'll be easy!
I'm gonna grab
Let's
that.
finish this quickly.
Oh, healing power! Oh, healing power! Evil forces recede! Evil forces recede! Evil forces recede!
Phoenix Rush!
Evil forces recede!
Walk, can't move more than 2 feet away from the enemy attacking you, Marge. Girl.
At least make it challenging.
Let me grab this. I feel the presence of the core from beyond here, but it's giving off electricity. I wonder how we get rid of this. Treasure? No treasure. It's really dark. Let's be careful where we step. Oh my god, this is the same thing as... Oh. It's the same puzzle, but worse. Actually, no. Let me see. Okay. I wonder if that counts against me. I'm not too concerned. Something else. Maybe.
We won't lose!
Yep. Let's go. Let me see what I can do. Oh, here we go. I'm stuck. That's not fair! It's shocked me while I was having to read a text bubble. Wow. He's stuck on everything. This is where we came in.
I guess you want to die.
Oh, brilliant! Reveal your destruction! Aid the power to recite! Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush! I'm healing power! Move! It won't work!
Converging Fury!
You're so amazing!
Shut up. That was nothing.
No, I don't want this slime. Get out of here, slime. Me. Okay. Now we have a lightning doohickey. Surely it would not be that simple. Nope.
How come there are lightning strikes indoors? It's really dangerous.
We may be safe though, considering the people in our party.
Why is that?
Well, they say lightning strikes tall objects.
Tall objects. Oh, yeah.
Now that you mention it, Regal's pretty tall.
Well then, we have nothing to worry about. We're counting on you, Mr. Lightning Rod.
I am missing something. Maybe this dragon to stop chasing me so I can look around. Oh, is it really that easy? Okay. Oh, everyone's gone now. Interesting. Okay. There was kind of a puzzle like this in the original. Ugh. Where you had to get, you had different color rings, kind of. Not really. I am playing the original version. I have this on PlayStation 3. It's in the collection with the, it has, I have the disc with both Symphonia and this one.
It won't work! It's hard to pull some of that power.
I was actually surprised I had it. Oh, I was extremely surprised that I had it. But when I used to work for a game store in the PlayStation. Was it PlayStation 3? It was the PlayStation.
That was
That
too
was when
easy.
the 360s had the red rings and everything, and we would get a lot of those sent back. So I used to pick up a lot of games just with my discount. Although I didn't have a PS3 for a long time, so I am still curious how this game wound up in my collection.
Lloyd. Lloyd, wait!
Hey, this way! Lady Marta's with them!
What should we do?
Looks like we don't have much of a choice.
Yep, here they come.
Eat this!
Brilliant, reveal your destruction!
I originally ended up getting a PlayStation 3. I wanted to play the extended version of Sonata. It came out on 360 first. And, but the PlayStation 3 version had different costumes, different levels, and new characters. And I was like, oh, I absolutely have to get in on that. Prince Crescendo and Princess Serenade as characters? Absolutely. So, that's why I originally
We've lost sight of Lloyd. He could reach the core before us.
But finding Relina is more important than Lloyd, if she gets caught up in the Vanguard's attack.
Right, come on, let's hurry.
Surely they would make me do this block. This block created from a specialized material. It can be destroyed with yellow lightning. I have blue lightning. Remember all of this now. Moving. Oh, hello, friends. Just past the stairs is an apparatus that ejects lightning rods. I was thinking I might be able to have our cat's friend operate it for us. Incidentally, can I interest you in any of my wares? Dessert. We can finally make some dessert. I mixed cucumber into the dish and made a fruit muffin. So that's all extremely confusing. I don't know. I just don't know about anything that just happened. You like sashimi, right? Yeah.
impossibly easy.
Let's finish this quickly.
Move! Evil forces receive!
Phoenix Rush!
Damn it! Oh, healing power. Oh, healing power.
Damn it, not good.
Oh, healing power.
You're slow. Move! Move! Damn it! You're slow. Savage Reaper! Savage Reaper! Phoenix Rush!
Burning Phoenix! It won't look up and swallow!
Savage Reaper!
Swallow once!
Move!
Radiant Gale!
Phoenix Rush!
Radiant Gale! You're so amazing!
Shut up. That was nothing.
I love the way you said that.
I'm not fighting anymore.
How is that on a door? Ugh.
A surprise attack!
You'll pay for that! Evil forces receive!
Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush!
Oh, brilliance, reveal your destruction!
Damn it!
You okay?
Somehow.
Photon! Oh, healing power! Healed!
Savage Reaper!
Ancient power to recite!
Savage Reaper! Should have never gone against me.
Oh, and I got shocked. That's so annoying. That's scary. I wonder if we can do something about this lightning. Lightning has a tendency to fall on high places. All we need to do is set a lightning rod somewhere high. Okay, I'll try. I don't actually know how to make that happen, because I can't do anything with it. The devices. Oh, genuinely, it doesn't look like there's any lightning in here. Will the machines work now, or will they require... Oh, there was a door. Oh. Oh, I'm blind as a bat. Just absolutely can't see anything. No, I've been up those stairs. And it leads to like a block puzzle from the first game. This is what I was doing.
Let's do this! Dancing swallow!
Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush!
Oh, healing power! First aid!
Phoenix Rush!
Oh, healing power!
Please stop throwing your feet in there. Please
Oh,
be
healing power! You okay?
Somehow.
I was trying to actually not attack.
Move!
Heal!
Phoenix Rush!
Evil forces receive!
Should have never gone against me.
Ugh. Is this the way I had been going? Hold on, I'm all turned around after that fight. This way. Yep. Ugh, that was my bad.
We won't lose! Oh, healing power!
Damn it!
First aid!
Phoenix
healing
Rush!
power!
Phoenix Rush!
I'll be here.
Won't work!
Heal! Come on!
You're slow! Damn it!
Come on!
You're slow! Reaper!
Oh, healing power!
Seventh Reaper! Phoenix Rush! Seventh Reaper!
Oh, healing power!
Well, it doesn't matter. There we go. Please let me touch this. Excellent. I can walk across the water now? Maybe? It's extremely difficult to say. Video game? What the hell? I'm super stuck. Video game. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now we go back up. Well, actually, is this working again? No. Oh. Thanks, Windows. I'm definitely 100% aware that OneDrive is not fine. Thank you for my daily reminder. During the middle of my stream. Extremely choice of you. And about as loud as it could possibly be. Okay, now I should be. I need to get this bat off my butt. Excuse me? Okay, now it's safe to go in the water. What game has made me cry? Is this yellow lately? Oh, thank you, Jesus. There's definitely been games. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Now that I've been put on the spot, I can't actually recall. What games maybe? There was... I didn't finish this game, but it was on the 360, and it was 4 discs long. Oh my god, what was that game called? Not Stone Ocean. That game definitely made me cry. TV show or movie? Oh, there's so many of things. I'm easily brought to tears.
Phoenix Rush!
Need the power to recite.
Seventh Reaper!
Enhanced cast.
The ending to, these are all gonna sound good. The ending to Edward Scissorhands
You're
always
too
gets
weak.
me. I'm not sure if it'll get me so much anymore. But the ending to Titanic always gets me. Is it The Notebook with the old man and old lady? That one always makes me real sad. Lost Odyssey! Yes. There was a part in Lost Odyssey that made me absolutely... I was just bawling my eyes out at like 1 a.m. on my on my chair. I was just like, oh my god. This is so sad. But yes, I did not finish it. I have been meaning to, but I think The Lost Odyssey is genuinely only on the 360. I'm not gonna save just in case, but I did want it. I wanted to. Don't touch me. But I don't know. My 360 never had the red ring problem, but I also haven't turned on my 360 in probably 10 years. It's been a while. I don't know if it'll play.
Phoenix Rush!
Brilliance, reveal your destruction!
Maybe one day Lost Odyssey will be on a jet.
Oh, healing power!
I really enjoyed what I did.
You're amazing!
There's also a scene in Xenoblade Chronicles that always gets me. And we'll play Xenoblade Chronicles, I think, after this game. So we gotta get ready for 3! So we'll play Xenoblade Chronicles 1, and we'll see what month it is when we finish it. And we'll either play Grace's or the second one. And see if we can switch off. I'm hoping there's enough time for me to go between Grace's and Xenoblade, but I simply don't know. I also think I'm simply going the wrong way. I wanted to do the block puzzle. Oh no, we're good. No, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care about Fiora. It's Melia and her brother. They have a really good moment. I don't want to talk about it too much because we will be playing it, but I know so many games. It's only because the third one's coming out that I'm like really. I think this is. What group are we talking about here, my boy? I love Eternal Sonata. That's another good one that I wanna play on stream, but it is extremely good. I got my PS3 to play Eternal Sonata. I think I mentioned it earlier. Probably not electric though, right? They probably don't want me to use electric on this rope. That would be crazy. Right? The ending? Yeah. I mean, it's based on Frederick Chopin, if you know what happens to Chopin. There was only one way that could go. I might have to think about this when I don't have an electric radio. I bet I would. Yeah, the ending is sad though. I didn't think it would go like that. At like final boss wise, but it was good. It was a good game. Although it is an extremely flawed game. It is one of my favorites. I'm not really gonna make it do this, are they? That would be crazy. Yeah, there's no way they make me do this. I refuse to believe. There's no reason for it, because it's all messed up from when we were here in the first game. Is this just a chest? Yeah. He dies so young and real. Oh, that's right. That's it.
We won't lose.
It's a shame.
Savage Reaper! Move! Damn it!
Charge a portion of that power.
His music is extremely good. It's all in a lot of it. There's a lot of stuff in it.
You're amazing. O'Brien, reveal your destruction.
Savage Reaper! Phoenix Rush!
Photon!
Savage Reaper! Move!
There's a lot of good characters in
That was too easy.
I really like Jazz, but he's kind of slow, so you don't get a lot of combos in. He just hits so hard. Jazz is good. The twins are a little annoying, but they're really fast. They can just do so much damage. Well, the one Salsa's annoying. The other one's fine. Chopin is extremely fun to play. Falsetto's good too. I really don't like Allegretto or Beats. Oh, Viola's a monster. She's so easily forgotten. Viola. I'm completely lost in where I'm supposed to be going at this point. Oh, right. I have to get to that ring. This thing. This was yellow lightning. I'm about to get killed by this man. Alright. Do I have to turn my ring... Ugh. I might have to turn my ring back to a sorcerer's ring. Just a regular ass sorcerer's ring. No, that one's gonna turn into blue lightning. I don't know what to do. Is there lightning strikes here? No, because we made the grass all nice. Or the ground all nice. I need a second to think. Oh, you are supposed to change it back. Okay, that makes sense. It's annoying, but it makes sense. Okay, there we go. No, yeah. No, you're fine. We're figuring it out, one step at a time. The puzzles are all kind of clunky. So it's easy to get a little turned around.
Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush!
actually of the opposite opinion. I think the story might be pretty good, but I don't think I like the characters. And I don't think I like what they've done with our previous characters. But that's just a me thing. It can go both ways. I would say I'm more curious about the story than anything. So I was very intrigued about where this was all going. And I think it's a good story to go off. It's a good you could do so much with a continuation of what happened when the worlds were rejoined. Because there is obviously a lot of stress and prejudice and like all these very big problems within this world. They sure did take it in a direction. No, this was where the lightning rod was. One day, we're gonna figure it out. I need to go find where... Is this where I came in? Yes. Yes. Here we go. We're making it happen. Oh no! I'm sorry. I said I was of the opposite opinion where I think I like the story, but I don't think I like the characters very much. Save for Richter. I think Richter's pretty interesting. Okay, so now one of those machines is working again. Is it this one? Or is it the one downstairs? It was not clear. Instructions unclear. Okay, so it's the one downstairs. This way. I just need the red lightning ring and we will be good to go. Get away from me. No. Excuse me, ma'am. This seems to be some kind of a device. It does not have any power since the lightning rod is set up above here. Oh no. Are you kidding me? Okay, so now we go back. We undo the lightning rod up above so that the lightning rod there can get power.
I need the power to recite.
Savage Reaper! Savage Reaper! Phoenix Rush! Phoenix Rush! Move! Savage Reaper! Savage Reaper!
That was too easy.
Vesperia is on the list. I will play that one day. Okay, I'm gonna go through here and undo the tower, I guess. Oh, worm.
Say your prayers.
Move!
stop this. You'll be sorry.
Fine.
Evil forces recede! Evil forces recede! Dispel! Evil forces recede!
I had heard such good things about Arise. We had someone in here earlier talking about how good Arise was. Okay, so now the machine below should get the lightning strikes. Yes, yes. If this is still wrong, I'm gonna absolutely lose my mind. Not this way. Go around and around. Please give me red sorcerer ring, please. Oh, here we go. All of the devices in the Temple of Lightning started up. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I guess there is a device up there. There is also a device over here. It was... Oh, am I crazy? Maybe I'm crazy. Never mind. Woo! Back they're here. Let's go. Get out of my way.
I guess you want to die.
I do.
Move! Damn it!
Healing power.
Phoenix Rush!
You okay?
Somehow. Phoenix Rush!
Heal! Evil forces recede! Dispel!
Phoenix Rush!
Don't do that. Don't throw a rock at me. I love this cute little rabbit, even if he is ketchup colored. Okay, now we go down to this machine, which is definitely working. And I'm gonna have to do this yellow block puzzle from the first game. Which seems to be a machine that emits lightning towards the device above. A path to send lightning energy can be changed by destroying the yellow blocks. Okay, let's see where it goes. Okay, so we wanna destroy just the one, I think. We want it to go towards the middle one. So that means... anything that's connecting this, that would make it do... Oh no, I have a fire ring! Ah! Okay. God, okay. Let me go get my yellow fucking... Making me switch to the fire ring is the most buck wild thing they chose to do. I'll waste my time. You need to leave me alone, Mr. Bat. Okay, yellow ring. Mind your business. Excellent. Okay. Do it again. So lightning goes up there, goes up there, and then it will start. We want it to stay on this path. Wait, why is this blue lightning? But that was yellow before. Why would it be blue? Video game. I have a theory, and it's a theory that makes me extremely mad. But I have to double up the light. So if I touch that again, it's going to turn into fire. And I have a blue one right now. And the other one was out here. So I have to double up my lightning rings to make them a specific color.
Say your prayers.
That makes them maybe need a bit of fire ring even more.
Aid the power to recite.
This is nonsense.
Enhanced cast. Radiant
Okay, let's see.
Of course I won.
No, this turns into... I just got shocked. I also... Okay, this is fine. So that turned into a blue fire, blue lightning. Yellow lightning. Okay, sure.
We won't lose! Oh, healing power.
Savage Reaper!
Oh, brilliant! Reveal your destruction!
Savage Reaper!
Now, once and for all, I can solve the clock puzzle. Oh my god. I definitely haven't been hit 14 times. Although I have gotten some really unjust hits as I'm trying to read what my sorcerer ring does, and then it shocks me from standing there. But I can't do anything about it. Video games. Okay. I go back up the stairs for like the 8th time. And we destroy these blocks, please. So now the lightning would continue to go up. So long as we destroy this. That's all I wanted to do. So now we can go this way. And the red ring should be right here. Oh, hallelujah. Alright, let's go. Almost. I just have to get back to the main room. There shouldn't be any more messing around with stuff here. Aside from the ring shenanigans, this was way less tedious than the original. Because the original had red, yellow, blue ring as well. And it was much more difficult. Actually, I will do this. I've definitely not been hit 14 times. Maybe 6, but not 14. So we're good to go. Woo! Let's go. What are you guys doing here? Or what is he doing here?
That smell. Woman, I can understand why a whiff of my alluring scent might cause you to freeze up. But if you don't get out of the way, I'll kill you!
Don't be ridiculous. I have no interest in someone like you.
Get him.
But the Centurion's core up ahead is far too dangerous.
I believe that must be Relina.
Dex, stop it! Aster!
Marta, don't you dare get in my way! You sure you can survive without going all Ratatosk mode on me, kid? How do you like this power? How do you like this beauty? How do you like this aroma?
Why can't I go in the Ratatosk mode? Without it, I can't.
Now die as you yearn for me.
I'm gonna die. Help me. The other me, you have to help me.
You always make me do your dirty work. Door to the boundary. Open!
Oh.
Emil! Emil, stop it! Emil!
We ate that
We're
reason.
saved, but
Yeah, what was that anyway? It sucked Relina right in.
Emil, was that a power of Knight of Ratatosk?
I think so.
You think so? That's a little vague.
I just said the words that popped into my head. You can blame Ratatosk for that.
Can you make the rift open again? Relina is trapped inside.
How the hell should I know? I don't even know how I did it in the first place. Who cares about that woman anyway?
Oh my god.
What are you saying? We can't just leave her like that. Aren't you worried about her?
What do I care? Anyway, there's nobody in our way now. We can go look for the Centurion's core.
Yeah.
What the hell? What was that for?
You're despicable.
Yeah, get him.
I may have an idea where Relina went.
Really?
The technique Emil just performed is reminiscent of that which Lord Ratatosk used to return the Centurions to their altars. Therefore, I believe Relina may have been sent to one of the altars.
Ratatosk is able to transport people that easily?
No, he should only be able to do it with Centurions. Which leads me to believe that someone inside the rift may be in possession of a Centurion's core. Power reacting with the core may have pulled in those nearby as well.
That sounds complicated. So where are you saying Relina is?
If my theory is correct, she would be at the altar of a Centurion whose core neither we nor Lloyd currently possess.
So lightning or earth?
And let's check out the altar here. Let's go.
You literally teleported her 2 feet.
That art you used back there was really something.
That wasn't me. It was Ratatosk.
You said something about a boundary. Can Ratatosk's power affect the very fabric of space and time?
Such power can only be used to a limited degree.
If Rain were here, she'd be demanding a repeat performance, no doubt.
Shouldn't we be hurrying to the altar?
You're that worried about this woman?
Of course I am! Not that I'd expect an insensitive jerk like you to understand.
What?
Ugh.
Why are we all chill? Marta's got the right idea. He absorbed a woman and did not care about it, like an innocent person. And everyone.
This will be easy!
That was a neat thing.
Let's finish this quickly. Savage Reaper! Phoenix Rush! Savage Reaper! Savage Reaper! Savage Reaper! Dual death!
Brilliant! Reveal your destruction!
Phoenix Rush!
You're amazing!
That was too easy.
I'd like to die here, but that's not going to happen.
We won't lose!
I only want to die. No loss. I'm gonna be against that. Smelly magician.
Reveal your destruction!
Savage Reaper!
Oh, brilliant! You're so amazing!
Shut up! That was nothing.
I love the way you said that.
Treasure? Ma'am, please. Oh, there's somebody else. Treasure. Excellent. Let's go.
Well, it appears that Relina isn't here.
Which means that she must be at Solemn's altar.
Well, nevertheless, we're taking Tanitrus's core, right?
Yes, of course.
Come on, Marta, what's wrong? Hurry up and hatch the core. What's the matter? Are you still mad at me? Look out!
What's
It looks like the monster was lured by Tenitris' core.
We have no choice. We have to get rid of it.
All these best I wanna fight all Ethan.
Phoenix Rush!
Not good. Need the power to recite.
Not good.
Oh, healing power.
At least somebody's taking the wall. I don't know who's taking it.
Damn it. Oh, healing. You okay?
Won't work! You're slow! Phoenix Rush!
Oh, my rabbit's taking the wall.
Healing power.
It won't work!
I can't lose.
John, get out of there.
Savage Reaper!
Oh, healing power. Doesn't look good.
Won't work! Savage Reaper! Savage Reaper! Won't work!
Oh, healing power.
Savage Reaper!
It won't work. Oh, healing power. Oh, healing power. Oh, healing power.
Savage Reaper!
Heal! Receive the judgment of the iridescent blade!
Won't work!
Please let me attack.
Savage Reaper!
Receive the
That's
judgment
gonna
of
be
the
harder than
iridescent
boss,
blade!
My rabbit really did work over there. Tanking and healing.
That's what you get for getting in my way. Here. Now hurry up and hatch Tenitris.
All right then. I guess we'd all better head to the Temple of Earth and save Relina. Though it's been closed off for a while due to all the shaking from the recent earthquakes. Hopefully they've reopened it by now.
That would mean returning to the Meltokio region. But before we proceed, I suggest that we talk to Director Schneider.
About how we shoved her,
That's a
his
good idea.
researcher into the void.
Wait a minute! Look, I'm sorry, alright? So now will you stop ignoring me?
Hold your ground. Tell him to fuck off. That's right. Don't even tell him to fuck off. Just ignore him.
Marta.
She did the right thing. We will go talk to Director Schneider and then we will call it there. I'm not gonna read any of those skits. They're just gonna be like, oh no, are those two fighting? The lovebirds? No, I'm not here for that.
Weak.
You're right.
Phoenix Rush! Won't work!
It won't work!
Converging Fury! Savage Reaper!
Receive the judgment of the iridescent blade!
Die!
Prism Sword!
Of course I won.
Dog's almost level 90. Or 80. I meant to say 80. That's fine.
This'll be easy!
Let's finish this quickly! Phoenix Rush!
These little bats are no power.
Won't work! Seven Reaper! Seventh Reaper!
Oh, healing power.
Seventh Reaper!
Haven't done one of these.
It's over!
Great left!
Seventh Reaper!
Protection!
Seventh Reaper! Phoenix Rush!
Swallow once!
Phoenix Rush!
There we go.
Of course I won.
Should be able to sneak out of here fairly easily. So if I had been struck by lightning 14 plus times, Lloyd would have gotten another core before I did. And it sets your game on the neutral path. Well, we're going for the true ending, whatever that might be.
We're gonna win!
Oh, word. My two have
Dual death!
Won't work!
Dual death!
It won't work! Radiant Gale!
Phoenix die! Should have never gone against me.
shoulda, woulda, coulda. I'm almost free. Oh no, we have a cutscene.
Duke Bryant, you're all right!
Thank you for coming.
We received reports the Vanguard was here.
They were, but they've left.
So you're here cleaning up the corpses of wimps? At least you're making yourself useful.
Why are you talking?
Emil!
What? Why are you so pissed off?
You're acting like an asshole. I have no idea.
Are you alright?
I think this is mid-game.
Yeah. I just had this weird memory again.
Memory?
The one where Richter is killing me. Maybe you're right. Maybe I am Master after all.
We won't know for sure until we ask Relina.
But you sent her in a portal, which you don't seem to care about. Okay, so we are going to speak, and then we will call it. Get our talk to the Director Schneider, and then we'll be done. Or we'll try to, anyway.
Chief, if I may, I have a matter to discuss with you.
Well, we're in a bit of a rush.
Perhaps we should take a short break here. Even if we hurry to the Temple of Earth, the entrance won't be cleared yet.
I'm fine with that.
Sheena, I hate to impose, but might I possibly relay a message to my company via your messenger here?
Sure. Come with us then. Emil, Marta, you two can wait here.
I'm sure that'll be fine.
Why are you so pissed off at me? You don't like the fact that I got violent?
If you don't like it, then I'm extremely aggressive and will kill without reason.
It was my power that made it possible to protect you all this time. I'm sure you don't like me as much as that coward version of me, but he can't do anything on his own.
But Emil would never give up on saving Relina.
Relina? He only cares about her because he's so desperate to know who he is. Well, I don't care who I am. I only care about protecting you. No one else matters.
No, that's not the Emil that I love. You're not Emil at all. Give Emil back! Let him come out!
So even you would choose that coward over me.
What's so bad about being a coward? Afraid or not, Emil tried his best to protect me.
Sure, then he calls me in whenever things get too rough. He's the one who asked me for help. I'm not giving myself to him anymore. I won't do it!
Sorry for the wait. I had a few things I needed to... Hey, what's with you two?
Did you have a fight?
If they care enough about each other to fight, they're fine. Leave them be, Regal.
Right.
Are you guys not loving this? Are you not loving the character interactions? What's your favorite? Let's go. What are you gonna turn into? A bigger, more powerful fish? Killer fish. Oh no! Uh-oh. You were already the best you could be. And now you've become this. Sorry, little guy. I didn't know. I wish we would stop putting cucumbers in muffins, but we really just can't stop ourselves. Oh no, I have more of these to do? Okay. That's for later. I know, it's extremely bad. It's not by my hand that we put cucumbers into our breakfast muffins.
Ah, I see. I'll hold on to Relina's research notes for now.
This is Kratos' voice actor, but I just really wish Kratos was here.
Emil!
I'm not really Emil, right?
Then hurry up and let him come back out.
You two, calm down. You're making a scene in front of Director Schneider.
I'm sorry.
Director, just how much do you know about Ratatosk?
I've heard that Ratatosk possesses the power to manipulate mana, the source of all life. I believe that he used monsters to balance the distribution of mana in the world. It said he was the summon spirit of the giant Carlon tree which produced the world's mana.
Oh, there's a giant Carlon tree summon spirit? That seems incorrect, but okay.
Richter refers to Ratatosk as the Demon Lord. Do you know anything about that?
Richter's been saying such things ever since he returned from his field study, but it's nonsense. If a demon lord were to exist, it would be a creature from Niflheim, the demonic realm. But Ratatosk is a summon spirit. He is of this world.
Niflheim.
Sheena, you've been to Niflheim?
Of course not, but I did catch a glimpse of it once.
Final Fantasy VII World's the world that's also
The
intersecting
researchers
with
at the
this world,
Elemental
of course.
Research Laboratory in Meltokio may know more about Ratatosk. Relina is working from there nowadays, and her research materials and notes are there as well.
Man, I hope so. I hope Sephiroth shows up.
We are bound for Meltokio in any case. It might be worth it to pay the lab a visit.
Please, help Relina.
If Sephiroth got on board this crazy ride, That would be fine. Oh god, what's this awful?
So then, that letter from Rain wasn't a love letter after all. I'm a bit disappointed.
A woman of her quality
Oh,
deserves
thank
a
God
far
they're
better
not.
man than
This
I.
is not a ship.
Perhaps Rain and Regal are both simply too attractive for the match to ever work.
No way. That's
still have a
exactly why
chance
they're
with Rain.
perfect for each other.
There is another to whom I've already pledged my heart.
What? There is?
However, she has passed on.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, there is no need to be. I'm the one who can't seem to lay the past to rest.
I'm sure she's glad to have you keeping her memory alive, though. I'm actually a little jealous.
Thank you.
That's a load off my mind. The researchers at the Elemental Research Laboratory in Meltokyo may know more about Ratatosk. Oh, we're not gonna do those skits. I just don't care. But we are going to end stream. If I can remember where save point is. Probably at the end. That sounds correct. Oh my goodness. Another day, another this. Oh, it's 2/22/22. That's very exciting. I don't know. How much more of this game do we have? I have a vague guide that I use to make sure that we are all on the right path. Sabik, and then we go to Melitokyo. Temple of Earth. This is all. Oh, there's so much game left. There's so much game left. I'm so sad about this. It's Tuesday. Yes. Alright, that's going to be it for me today. I will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. EST with more Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of a New World. The name of the game like left my brain and it was frozen in place. Thank you so much for being here. If you're looking for more of me and what I do, you can find my YouTube, my Twitter, and my Discord. All links, all linked below. I kept wanting to say Netflix, and I was like, nope, that's not it. That's not the one we're looking for. None of you can have my Netflix. But I will see you all soon, and goodbye.